through the daily report that I get by email. If you want to subscribe to that, you just go to the messaging and alert section on the right over here, and that will give you the ability to subscribe to the daily market reports. I subscribe to one which is the Autochartist Forex report. Despite the fact that I live in the US, I like to get the European session report. That's because I find that the performance stats of patterns identified during the European session are of a lot higher quality, and so I like to subscribe to the European session report, and it's also available in my inbox way before the US markets open. So that's what I subscribe to. Just put your email address in on the top left, and you click the save button at the bottom, and you're up and away. You'll get those alerts. The other alerts that I subscribe to is these correlating signals alerts. The correlating signals alerts was my own concoction at Autochartist. It is basically when chart patterns and horizontal levels are both pointing in the same direction. So these alerts actually only come through maybe once a week or twice a week, but in my mind, probably one of our best trading opportunities when you have multiple indicators going in the same direction. Again, so subscribing to these correlating signals, don't expect to be flooded in your inbox. You might get 1 or 2 emails a week on that, but they're really, really good opportunities. And then the last thing I'm subscribed to every morning, which I get the morning of the US session, is the high impact economic events that are coming up for the next 8 hours. I must say I'm not even sure why I subscribe to this, because the same information is actually contained in my daily market snapshot. I'll actually show you what that looks like. This is just a preview. Obviously, it comes through in my email, but you can see on the top of the report over here, there's the upcoming high impact economic news releases. So, I know that jobless claims is coming up in about 30 minutes. That is, so yeah, there's a couple of things coming up, and so, over the next 24 hours. But I subscribe to that alert anyway, I guess for completeness. It doesn't bother me. So those are things I look at obviously in the morning, but then when I get into the office like I do now, I haven't had a chance to browse through it. I was dropping the kids off at school this morning, like I'm sure most of you do. So the first thing I look at is this Our Favorite section. So many, and I'll tell you why I do that. Many years ago, well, actually, not many years ago, but a year ago, before we had this Our Favorite section, I used to actually look at this Trading Opportunities tab. The Trading Opportunities tab, though, is pretty much all support and resistance lines that Autochartist identifies. I've created my own group called Forex Majors, and I did that by clicking the new search button, and I'll show you what that looks like. So what I did is I created a group which contains only the instruments that I want to look at, which are mostly USD, the major USD crosses, and a couple of Euro crosses, and I called it Forex Majors, and those are the ones I primarily look at. But yet still, you can see there's a ton of information here, right? To go through this list is quite a task, and so. I was delighted when we created this Our Favorite section, which basically takes the trading opportunities, merges them together with our performance stats, and creates this Our Favorite section, which is basically the top trading opportunities we have on the market right now, based on the minimum probability of success. And again, I just need to say that the probability here that we have on the screen is actually based on past performance, right? So what Autochartist does is that it keeps a 6-month rolling window of all the opportunities that have happened in the last 6 months, and rates itself according to how often those opportunities hit their take profit or stop loss levels. Or not stop loss, sorry, just take profit levels. And so based on those historical performance stats, we filter out the opportunities available in the market right now. So you can see, actually, I look at this top one over here, and I see this is an odd USD opportunity on 60-minute patterns, a downward trend, and then an upward breakout. This is an opportunity that I look at, but I would not follow, and I'll tell you why. So this is a downward trend and an upward breakout. Now, for me, this is an opportunity I wouldn't follow right now, and that's because I don't like playing against the trend unless I see a confirmation of this breakout. So if I actually see a confirmation of this breakout, maybe a little bit more of a move up to 71.43, then I might think about taking that position. But right now, before confirmation of the breakout, I wouldn't actually be looking at that as an opportunity. I hope you appreciate what I'm doing here, because I'm actually walking you through kind of my rationale when I look at these opportunities. So this is a very interesting opportunity for me, GBP Euro. It's interesting for me for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's just a resistance level, which I can see has touched on numerous occasions. This price at about 137.16, a bit of consolidation there. You know, definitely something interesting at 137.16. The market likes this level. The price is now moving towards that level now. I see that historically this pattern, a resistance line, has performed very well over the last 6 months. 79% hit rate, 87% for that instrument, GBP Euro, and the time of day on which it was identified, 68% probability, giving an overall probability strength of about 78%. This is certainly something I might have a look at. After this webinar, I will probably open my trading my trading platform and see if the price has moved and if there's enough room for me to still trade it. Right now, it looks like there's about 40 pips in here. That this area is about 40 pips. Forecast, so still plenty of room for it to move. I'm not sure where the price is right now. I'm not going to be placing any trades right now while I've got you on the line, but certainly this is something for me to look at. So I'm going to keep that one in mind after this webinar to see what I'm going to do with it. USD, Singapore dollar, this opportunity over here, I don't look at. I don't really trade the more exotic pairs, although Singapore dollar is not that exotic. It's certainly not a major pair. This opportunity here, odd Swiss franc, I discount it. We made a forecast to 0.6830. It looks like the price has already moved to that level, and I will not be trading that level. Although one thing I do notice about it is the fact that the 0.6830 level seems to be significant. If I look at this price level that it is at the moment, seems to be a bit of consolidation at that level. Like, I wouldn't do it, but I know some traders that might look at this and say this is a resistance level and actually go short on an opportunity like this. But from a pure chart patterns perspective, this is an opportunity that I would actually skip over. All right, let me carry on. I see there's some questions coming through. Again, I skip USD SEK, not a pair I would trade. Euro AUD, potentially a pair I would trade. Look like we made the right forecast, maybe a little bit too late on that opportunity over there, so I would overlook that one. CZK, that's not a commonly, Euro USD, so that's interesting actually. Let's have a closer look at that. There's an opportunity, a long-term opportunity on Euro USD. So it looks like we made a forecast up to 116.51. Then there was a gap on the open and a movement down. This is a very long-term opportunity, a very big move. Would I trade something like this? I am not sure. The reason is actually why I'm not sure is because there's been an absolutely massive move going upwards. and as markets normally do, when there's a big move going up, expect a move coming down first. So I do expect a bit of a consolidation or pullback, and then maybe a movement up again toward that level. So you would struggle to convince me to trade something like this. I may miss out on a big opportunity, but right now, my market experience tells me that things don't just move in one direction. They do oscillate a little bit, so I may look for a pullback back down to the 113.80 level, and then possibly a push up to 116.51. So right now, I would stay out of this opportunity right now. And then the last opportunity on my screen that I have is this pound Swissy opportunity that I have here. It looks to me like a rising wedge. Yeah, it is a rising wedge. Again, a movement against a forecast against the prevailing trend, clearly against the prevailing trend. Again, this is a long-term projection. Would I trade this? The way I look at it is as follows. I see these kind of pullbacks and these kind of size movements happening a lot. Would I this one's slightly longer. Would I expect an extension in this? I might expect an extension. So, but right now I'm probably expecting a little bit of a pullback before a continuation in this trend down to 141.48. So right now I'm going to stay way out of that. So it looks to me, after quickly having a look at the opportunities on our favorites, I am probably going to, after this webinar, have a very close look at this GBP Euro opportunity here. That's the one I would certainly focus on today, and that's really the point of Autochartist, right? Is to highlight certain opportunities and let you dig deeper. Now, one thing you'll find about if you've listened to my webinars previously, is I don't force myself to trade. I wait for the trades to come to me. If you have time and you keep your Autochartist screen open for the entire day, then you would get new opportunities on this our favorites coming through, a few times a day, and you can analyze them as they come through. It's just this big job in the morning. You have to spend five minutes actually looking at the opportunities on the our favorite section. But then after that, if you keep it running through the day, then there's only one or two opportunities that come up throughout the trading day. And so certainly my trading style is such that I don't force myself to trade. I wait for the opportunities to come to me, and when I like it, I trade those opportunities. The one thing that does spring to mind for me right now is that I don't like taking one position on instruments. So yeah, I'll probably look at this GBP Euro opportunity closer, but normally I like to open 2, 3, 4 positions at the same time to try and mitigate my risk. Although it looks like today, if the price is still around this level, I might be sticking to just one trading opportunity, and but I'll have to watch it quite closely, knowing that I only have one single point of exposure. So yeah, okay. So I have a question coming through, Candy. Candy, I'm not allowed to give any names of brokers in this presentation, because we have many people coming from many different brokers here, and I'm precluded from advertising or promoting any broker specifically, but I'll try to answer your question generally. I am surprised that you don't have this our favorite section through your broker. In fact, it should definitely be enabled. I wonder if you could drop us an email to support@autochartist.com, and I am pretty convinced that your broker that you've listed there should be offering this our favorite section. Won't you please drop us an email, support@autochartist.com, asking exactly the same question that you did in this chat window, and I will have me or my staff will have a closer look at that. I'm not sure. There might be a technical issue of why that's not actually showing on your platform. but you certainly should have it. Now, having said that, what Candy is experiencing is she's not seeing this our favorites section for her broker. Now, obviously, different brokers subscribe to different services that we offer. So some brokers offer our favorite section, some brokers don't offer it. If you don't see our favorites, drop us an email and we can either take it up with a broker or we can confirm that yes or no, they don't offer the same thing. Now, if your broker doesn't provide you the our favorite section, it's really unfortunate actually, because not only do you have more work to do, and I'll show you what you need to do now, but you can't actually use our mobile. We've got a native mobile Android and iOS application. So if your broker does have our favorites, you can just go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and you can look for Autochartist, download it, and you can use the Autochartist mobile app free of charge, and that'll stream through these our favorite results to you when they're happening through the day, so you don't even have to keep your Autochartist application open. As an our favorite comes through, it'll alert you on your phone through notification. And don't worry, it doesn't alert you 100 times a day. You can actually set your probability. So for example, on my cell phone, I set a minimum probability of 70%, and that results in 1 or 2 notifications a day, which if you're trading the market is more than easy to handle. I mean, if you're getting 5 to 10 alerts a day, you start getting inundated, and you're struggling to do your day job at the same time. But certainly 1 or 2 notifications a day is very, very manageable for even novice traders. So I strongly recommend looking at that. But again, now if you don't have our favorites, I'll show you what to do to actually monitor the performance. Now, I do have another question from Dynom. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, Dynom. You're asking about binary options. Let me come to your question in just a moment. I have acknowledged your question. I just want to speak to the people about Candy's question regarding trading opportunities. So before we had the our favorite section, what I used to tell people, and I can still tell people that, is I would actually go to the performance stats section and find the instruments that you trade. Let's say if you trade Forex, you can click on any of these view buttons on the Forex line. So what I would do is I would click on each of these 3, and I would make a printout. So it sits on your table next to you, the printout of this performance statistics page. So this performance stats for chart patterns, right? And these performance stats give you a breakdown of what's been performing well or badly over the last 6 months with regards to all the criteria. So by pattern, by instrument, by time of day, by everything. Now, what I would do is I would look at pattern, symbol, and time of day, which is slightly further down, time of day. You can see that Autochartist does really well. This is in GMT -4. It does really well during the London session. Chart patterns don't do that well during the afternoon of the US session. That's because there's simply no movement in the FX market. Remember, London is the center of the universe when it comes to FX, not New York. So if you look at the hour of day, look at the symbols and the patterns, and then when a trading opportunity comes up, look at those stats based on those trading opportunities. So that is what I would do. I would make a printout. You can get to exactly the results as with our favorites, except with slightly more work, unfortunately. But again, if your broker doesn't offer our favorites, please just let us know. And more importantly, let your broker know so he can so they can subscribe to our favorites and provide it to you along with our mobile app, which is one of the biggest ways in which people get Autochartist alerts these days. Okay, so let me move on to Dynom. I hope I've pronounced your name right. So Dynom's question is, can we effectively use this for binary options? So Dynam, it's a very good question, and the answer is yes and no, and it depends. It's not the answer you wanted, right? So yes, you can of course use this for binary options. And before I discuss that, I just want to let you know that Autochartist does actually provide a tool specific to binary options, which analyzes the charts down to 1 minute levels, right? So what you see on this platform in front of you right now is our spot trading platform and our stocks platform. And this platform only analyzes data intervals from 15 minutes and higher. Now, we do have a binary option specific platform which does the same analysis for 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and greater time intervals. But that product is not available in our web application as you see it now. It's available embedded in some of the major trading platforms out there. So if you could pop a name of your trading platform or provider into this chat window, I can let you know whether your platform provider lets you know. Otherwise, just drop us an email to support@autochartist.com. Give us the name of your broker or the platform that they use, if you know it. A lot of them are white labeled, and we'll let you know whether that product is specifically available in that platform. Needless to say, the question is around whether this platform itself can be used for binary options. and what I would say is that, firstly, it depends on the interval that you're trading binary options with. So many people that trade binary options are trying to be in the get-rich-quick mindset and are trading 1 minute opportunities. And so can you look at a 15-minute pattern to forecast the next minute of movement? You know, that's really questionable. I am not sure whether that is possible and whether that is the right thing to do. If you're trading longer term, binary options or even options themselves, then certainly I think it can be. I mean, all you got to do is you got to look at the performance stats and kind of see, certainly on the key levels, which are the horizontal support and resistance levels, the stats are really, really good. They're north of 70-80% hit rate. So there's no doubt about the fact that you can use Autochartist to trade binary options, but the platform that I'm showing you right now, again, is mostly for 15-minute, 30-minute, hour type of forecast of the market. I wouldn't use this platform that I'm showing you now for 1 minute or 2 minute forecasts. There's a specific, again, just to repeat, there's a specific binary options product that we do offer. Okay, so the reason I paused is because I was reading a question by Israel. Israel asks the following: do you have recorded webinars of talks done before? I just need to find the one that teaches placement of stops. Okay, good. So Israel, so I'll answer that question in two ways. Firstly, yes, of course. All you've got to do is you've got to go onto our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/autochartist, and search in that channel for, just look for stop loss, for the word stop loss and take profit. You'll see I do numerous recordings for that. It is one of our most popular webinars. We normally get hundreds of people in that webinar, as you can imagine. So that's the first answer to your question. The second answer is, you know, I'd like to give you some guidance. Obviously, this is a Q&A session, so I'd like to give you some guidance over here about how I look at stop losses and take profits. So when I'm looking at certain trading opportunities, so let's just say I'm looking at this GBP euro example over here, right? What I would do is I would go into the volatility analysis section. So I'm going slowly because I'm hoping my screen catches up with you. and I would look at the expected price range movements for GBP Euro for that instrument for the next 1 hour, 4 hours, and daily. So just to give an update of what this volatility analysis does is that, so as you can see, my time zone, this is very important, my time zone of my Autochartist is set to American New York. I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm actually one hour behind, but I like to have mine in New York. So I've now started keeping an eye on the US stock market as well. So it's a new thing for me, but I keep it in New York now. So you can see that the primary volatility on GBP Euro happens during the European session, and don't be surprised. I mean, obviously this is two European currencies trading against each other. So right now we're looking at what are we in? We're about 9:30, so we're over here in New York, right? So we're looking for quite a lot of volatility. On average, GBP Euro will be trading around 40 pips in the hour, and ranging between kind of 35 to 50 pips within 1 hour. So again, if you're planning to set just as a rough guide, if you're planning to hold your position for more than 1 hour, right, then you should be setting your stop loss. If you're trading right now, you should be setting your stop loss for more than 50 pips, right? Otherwise, there's a chance you're going to get knocked out due to market volatility, right? Instead of your prediction, right? So I'm all for making a loss on my trade. If I've made the wrong prediction, I'll happily take the loss and walk away, right? But one thing that really I really hate is getting stopped out because of market noise, and so I see a lot of traders coming up with like interesting stop loss strategies. Like they just decide for some reason they're going to trade with a 20 pip stop loss, right? And so you can see clearly that a 20 pip stop loss on GBP Euro during this time of day, is not going to cut it. If you trade GBP Euro at this time of day, right, when there's no movement, then a 20 pip stop loss will be fine. But if you're trading during this time of day now, 20 pip stop loss, you're going to be in the trade for 15 minutes, and you're going to be out. And then you're really trading noise, and then you should basically throw all technical analysis out the window because you're not basing your likelihood of success on any forecast. You're just basing it on pure luck. So that's just to give you an idea of what to expect during certain times of day. Of course, Autochartist gives you a more specific range for right now, what to expect right now. And so for the next 1 hour, or certainly from the beginning of the hour, from 9 a.m. New York, that's when this graph was produced. The expected price range would be between 136.86 and 137.54 for the next 4 hours in 136.73 and 137.67. So it kind of gives you an idea of where to set your stop losses and take profits. And so what you'll find during my webinars, if you watch them, when I speak about these things, I actually draw lines on my trading platform to see if these levels, these volatility levels, actually coincide to any other significant turning points in the price graph. So obviously I'm not going to rehash that entire that whole webinar in just 2 minutes, but again you'll see how I actually use this information to look back in the price history to find out whether that is a significant level or whether that should be a place where I set my stops. But again, so look at this, look at the webinars on stop losses and take profits and volatility analysis. All right, good. So I have another question from Jim, and then okay. So Jim asked a great question. Sometimes I take it for granted that a lot of our traders are trading FX, but Jim looks like he trades futures. So Jim's question is, could you discuss futures and how to best set up favorites and trading opportunities sections, please? Great question. All right. So let's start over here, Jim, on trading opportunities. Right. So I have a futures section set up for myself here on Autochartist already. Now, the first thing I've got to tell you is that different brokers that provide Autochartist provide different sets of instruments. Okay, so I'm hoping that you trade with a broker that offers futures in instruments, Jim, but let's assume you do. What you would do to create a search is you would click on New Search, and the easiest way to do it would be to find a section that you're interested in. For example, futures, right? Or if you want something more specific, we have something called grains. We have something called commodities, energies, so all different types of future contracts. The futures one is the most general one, or you can look for specific instruments if you want to add them in. So you could find instruments that you want and actually add them in instrument by instrument, although that's quite a big job. I'm just going to call this instrument example so that I don't get confused. And then what I do is I can just click the Create Search button, and you can see that I come up with a section here called Futures Example. And here we go. Here's all my futures trading opportunities right now. Actually, interesting enough, let's have a quick look at gold. Let's see what gold says. Interesting. So Autochartist thinks that gold is going back to 1115. Yeah, it's obviously been in a big slide the last few days. Might even hit 1115 in the very near future. Clearly, there was a very, very strong support at this level over here before a week or two ago. So that's certainly a very interesting futures position you can have right now. And then our favorites section is our favorite section. There isn't anything you need to do to set up an our favorites group. The our favorites are predefined groups, right? So you will actually, if your broker offers it, you will actually find a futures group in our favorites. It might be called something else. If you don't see it for your broker, just drop us an email to support@autochartist.com. Give us the name of your broker, and then it might be named something different. It will point you in the right direction, hoping that the broker supports that. So, again, these are the 8 opportunities that we have in the futures market right now that Autochartist believes has a 65% or greater possibility of hitting its target level. Of course, you can, if you want more opportunities, you can decrease that down to 60, and then you'll get more, a lot more opportunities, of course. But historically speaking, they potentially not as lucrative for you. Jim, I hope I've answered your question as well as I could, given the time constraints. Okay, so everybody, I have already gone 5 or 6 minutes over my allocated time. There were some good questions. Thank you very much. I really hope that you enjoyed this webinar. I've given you some things to think about, and I've answered some of your questions. If there are questions that still remain unanswered, please feel free to drop us an email to support@autochartist.com. We'll be more than happy to assist. We normally don't do first-line support. We normally do second-line support. So our turnaround time is somewhere between kind of 8 to 12 hours. Our past webinars are in our YouTube channel. Let me show you what that looks like, because that's the second time that's come up. Jimmy's also asking the same thing. So let me just quickly grab that for you and show you what that looks like. If you'll just give me one moment. Okay, let's see if that comes up on your screen. Yvette, can you let me know if you see my YouTube channel? I hope you can. Is that coming up? I'm not sure.
Yes.
It's a funny thing with my Chrome to make that happen. So, okay, good. All right, thanks, Yvette. So this is our YouTube channel. You can just go to youtube.com/user/Autochartist, or just youtube.com/Autochartist. I think potentially we'll take you to the same place. Let's see if that does. Yes, it does take you to the same place. So we have all our webinars, videos, educational material. We have it all there. Also, one thing you might want to have a look at if you're just getting going with Autochartist and you just need kind of an overall explanation about some of the products and services we offer, a nice place to go to is the trading community section. It's not really a community, it's more just a resources section. And on the bottom right of the screen, you'll actually see some videos. These are kind of 5-6 minute videos, and they're very cool. They were actually done by one of the original founders of Autochartist. He's no longer with the company, but they are very, very good quality videos. You know, if you're looking just to kind of get an idea of what Autochartist is about and different products, watch these videos. They're also very, very good. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you giving me an audience today, and I appreciate your time. I know you're all very busy, and I'll see you soon at the next webinar.